What's going on, guys? It's your boy Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So check it out. We have to break down Palantir stock in this one and the overall stock market, which you guys know it's a disaster right now. Although we are rebounding a little bit intraday, we're still down over 3% on most of these indexes. The S&P's down 2.7% and the Dow's down 2% as the VIX is up over 20%. And Palantir is down 2.8%, trading just under $90 per share. So I want to break down Palantir, the charts, what I'm doing, what I'm looking for here moving forward, and we'll break down the indexes, overall kind of what's going on through my head right now. So hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe and join the free email newsletter linked down below. I send out my top stocks weekly. Put your first name and your email address. Again, using that link down below, and it's free. Make sure you guys get in there. So Palantir, pretty good day yesterday as a lot of stocks saw a huge rebound. I think Palantir was up 20% at one point. I mean, look at this recovery, guys. It was unbelievable. We closed at $77 on Tuesday, and then yesterday we hit $93 at close. We closed at about $92, $93. That was a 20% move from the close on Tuesday, and from the low pre-market yesterday, we were up even more. We were up like 25% from $74 pre-market yesterday to where we closed yesterday. Think about that. And now we're kind of cooling off a little bit, down about 3%, all while maintaining an uptrend here on the 5-day, 5-minute. If I draw this channel out, you guys can see we're trading nicely within this channel, right? We're now seeing some buying pressure coming in here at the bottom of the channel, starting to push here into close, which we're heading into power hour now in about 15 minutes. So this looks pretty good on the 5-day, 5-minute, and the 30-minute chart looks pretty decent as well. We're in that channel. We're above the 180 SMA. We have a golden cross for the first time in weeks at this point. We have the 50 SMA crossing above the 180 SMA, looking pretty good in my opinion, right, guys? And on the 1-hour chart, we're seeing this as well. A pop above the moving averages, a golden cross, and we're up around, let's see, even more from that $65 low. Holy smokes. When did we hit that? On Monday? Yeah, geez. So we're up from $65 now to $89 a share, 38%. Insane. And Palantir, like I've mentioned in recent updates, it's holding up nicely compared to a lot of other stocks out there, and even the indexes, which is really good, a great sign. And a lot of that is because of, well, it kind of crashed before the overall stock market started crashing. Palantir was at $125 a share in the middle of February, and by the time the market really started to sell off, it already dumped down about 30, 35, 40%, 30, 35%. So it was already down a good chunk before the overall market started falling, and we've held steady because of that. And other reasons, of course, but that's a great sign. And honestly, man, I'm loving the strength here because we mentioned this in recent updates, but I'll say it again. If Palantir was truly just ridiculously overvalued, which some would still argue it is, I'm not saying it's cheap by any means, but if it was super overvalued like a lot of people are arguing, it would have fallen a lot more than what it's fallen right now. I mean, this stock would be in the $40 to $50 range with how much the market has come down. And people are arguing, there's more downside on the S&P and the NASDAQ, which that could be true with the trade war escalating, but we really don't know. But I guess, okay, if we did get a dump of another 10, 20% on the NASDAQ from here, all right, maybe at that point, Palantir would come down to the 50s or low 60s again. Who knows? But at this point, indexes are getting hit. We're down like 15-20% from all-time highs on these indexes. And PLTR is holding $90, 85, $90, which is really impressive. In this type of market environment with this sentiment that we have right now, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. And the wedge that we talked about in recent updates is still intact. You guys can see now we're popping above these moving averages on the 4-hour chart and pushing the top of the wedge. And for an overall breakout on Palantir stock, we're going to need to see it take out anywhere from $93 to $98 a share. $93 was the high from I think yesterday, right? And then we hit $98 back in the end of March, this high right here. So if we start taking these levels out, we might really start to break out from there. But it kind of all depends on the stock market, right? What happens with China, the tariffs, the trade war? There's still a lot of uncertainty, so I can't just be like, oh yeah, we're gonna break out here out of nowhere. I mean, the overall market plays a big role here, but I don't know. It's a market that requires a lot of patience and a lot of guts. You can't be in this market trading and investing without some risk appetite, number one, and number two, some patience, and number three, some guts. You got to have some guts in this market to buy. A lot of people are freaking out, panicking, but to do the opposite of other people, you got to have some guts here. And we'll see how it plays out, but ultimately, man, the wedge is still intact. I think if we start pushing mid-high 90s, that'd be ideal for the bulls here on the charts. But again, in this market, anything is possible. We shall see. I'm excited either way. I'm long Palantir, full disclosure. I'm in at $21 a share, so I'm up so much on the stock. I have so much wiggle room. It's like anything that happens at this point, I'm cool with. Other than bankruptcy. Obviously, I'm not cool with that. But, they're not going to go bankrupt anytime soon. We don't know for sure, obviously. Any company could go bankrupt. But I don't see that in Palantir's future. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited about this company. Earnings are coming up in less than a month now on the 5th of May. That's coming up fast. It's already, the 10th of April? We're on the 10th of April already. This year's flying by. May is right around the corner, and we're going to get earnings from Palantir, and maybe by then the market would have, cooled off a little bit. Maybe the market by early May is going to stabilize a little bit. Maybe that VIX comes down. Now it's at 41. Maybe we're down to a more regular level on the VIX by then. Who knows? We don't know. That's the thing. The uncertainty's high with China, the U.S., the trade war, the tariff pause. What's going to happen with that? Uncertainty's still high, but I'm hoping the VIX starts to alleviate a bit. The tensions start to go down a bit by then, but who knows, man? That's only 3 weeks away. We're still in the thick of it right now. But what do you guys think? That's pretty much it for this video. That's the breakdown on Palantir. All these indexes are still down. You guys know that. No need to go too deep into this, but we have SPY down 4.1%, NASDAQ 4%, Dow 2.5%, Russell down 4%. So it's still ugly out there, but again, PLTR is holding up pretty nicely. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe and join the free email newsletter. I'm sending out my top stocks weekly right to your email inbox. Use that link down below. Put your first name and your email address. And guys, it's free. Make sure to do that. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.